Hi everyone, Cole here with another episode of, just a second, there, that's better. Cole here with another episode of Questions for Cole. I know most of you could probably hear me just fine with my mask on, but I also know that some people who have a bit more trouble hearing rely on their ability to read lips, even if it's subconsciously, so I'll leave it off for now. The question I want to focus on today is actually about masks. This comes from a few weeks ago when someone on Facebook was asking not just me, but everybody else too, the question, do you wear a mask when you go out? Many people were saying yes, many people were saying no, many people were saying sometimes. It's a good question for us, especially these days. I know a month or so ago when we were in the middle of almost 2 full weeks of no new COVID-19 cases reported, that it maybe didn't seem that relevant here in Manitoba. But sure enough, just like the experts predicted, the virus wasn't gone. And here we are battling against some relatively high positive test numbers again in our province. So do you wear a mask? Good question. Yes, I do wear a mask. I've been wearing a mask for many months now, every time I go out somewhere, whether it's to get groceries or something from the drugstore or run an errand. I hadn't been wearing it to church yet, because when I've gone into the office to do some work there, I'm almost always all by myself. There really hasn't been anyone around, except for a few people coming in to drop something off or pick something up. And it's been very easy to stay 6 feet away from them, or even 10 feet away, the way the office is set up. Dr. Brent Roussin, Manitoba's public health officer, whom you will all know from his daily and weekly updates on the news, reiterated just this morning the recommendation that people should wear masks whenever they are out in public with other people indoors, especially when social distancing cannot be guaranteed. And that's pretty much everywhere all the time, because there's no way that social distancing can be guaranteed when so many people that I see in stores or businesses obviously just do not know what 6 feet looks like in real life. They just don't. I don't know why this is such a difficult concept for us. I actually saw a man complaining to someone just the other day about this very problem. He was telling this stranger in line behind him at the grocery store about how people would just walk right up to him and be only a foot or so away from him. And he said that it really bothered him. The irony was that the fellow who was telling the story, and who didn't have a mask on, by the way, uh, stepped forward while he was telling the story and was only about 2 feet away from the person to whom he was telling the story to. I think we need some advertisements on television and on social media, some sort of public service announcements showing us all what 6 feet actually looks like, comparing that to what 4 feet looks like and what 2 feet looks like, and showing people actually keeping 6 feet apart and what that looks like in a grocery store or at a bank or sitting in the park or at the lake. I think that would be very helpful. Okay, back to masks. First of all, I'd like to thank our own Trish Fraser for making a number of masks for Diane and myself to wear. I was modeling one of them at the beginning of this episode. I'll show you another one now. This one's got a Canadian theme. Got a few more options here. This is a nice one. I could maybe make how-to videos. Thank goodness we got those masks from Trish, because I wasn't sure in those early days where masks were even available. And just looking around the house here, the best I could come up with for any kind of face covering was this one, which doesn't cover the mouth or nose at all. And then there was this one. Again, that I don't think does the trick. It's a decent look for me, I think, that last one, but neither of those meets the provincial requirements, I don't believe. So thank you, Trish. Much appreciated. Trish has actually been making a lot of masks, and she tells me that she still has lots available for anyone who needs one. So if you'd like one, let us know and we can get you in touch with Trish. By the way, thank you also to Faye Gillespie for sharing something on Facebook the other day that I would like to adopt as our official Selkirk United Church mascot. It's a picture of a raccoon, a very cute raccoon. You can see him there on the screen, dipping his hands in a river like he's washing them, and above the raccoon it says the official mascot of 2020. And under the picture it lists the reasons why. Always wears a mask, compulsively washes hands, and the letters of raccoon rearranged spell corona. That's only if you use the less common spelling of raccoon with only one C, in case you were wondering. So thank you for the masks to Trish. Yes, I recommend wearing them, the same as Dr. Brent Rusin recommends wearing them. Let's listen to the authorities and stay safe. That's it for today. From a safe distance away, this has been another episode of Questions for Cole. Keep your questions coming in. You can send them to my email address, which is cole@selkirkunitedchurch.ca. Thanks for tuning in again this week. Stay well, and I'll see you next time.